These two behind me say it all, don't they? Happy Friday. Let's talk about the election hangover and the week and campaign that was. This will be fun. Let's go. Well, welcome back to Bakes on Things. It's a brand new Friday, and well, Fridays, sometimes we feel a little hungover from Fridays, don't we? What a week, Canada. It has been a grind. Let's put it that way. 7 days ago, we were bracing for impact. Emotions were boiling over between friends and family and neighbors, as we talked about in yesterday's episode. Families divided, streets buzzing with anxiety. Now, after one of the craziest election weeks in our lifetimes, the dust is finally starting to settle. So the big question is, now what? What do we do? Well, we've talked about a couple of things that we can do to start things off this week on Wednesday and Thursday, but today isn't about screaming into the void. It's about clarity. It's about reality. It's about what we do next. Because the election is done, but the fight for Canada's future is really just beginning. We talked about this a little bit in Wednesday's episode. If you haven't had a chance to go take a look at it, take a look at it. But let's discuss a little bit about what just happened. Because it's Friday. We got to look at things. We got to clear our hangover here. This election cycle wasn't just messy, it was historic. It exposed deep fault lines across this country. Deep. Urban versus rural, east versus west, old versus young. It showed us that no matter where you live in this country, someone close to you probably voted the other way. And maybe, just maybe, you're still a little mad about it here on Friday. It revealed a media class more out of touch than ever before. Look at what we think of mainstream media now. More interested in protecting their preferred candidates than protecting the actual truth in the campaign. It showed political leaders willing to say anything to scrape together votes. March 28th call with Donald Trump. Even if it meant lying, smearing, and dividing. It unleashed a wave of anger, a wave of fear, a wave of hope, though, and a wave of courage. And it's left millions of Canadians feeling two things at the exact same time: pride in our democracy. After all, this was a heated election, but a good one. And deep, searing distrust in the system that is meant to protect that democracy. If you feel drained today, you couldn't be blamed. Good. It means you cared. If you're drained this Friday, you cared. If you feel suspicious today, good, because it means you're awake now. If you feel furious today, good, because it means you know Canada deserves better than where we were before the election. But caring, suspicion, and anger aren't even enough. If we stop at frustration, we lose. If we settle for despair, we lose. If we go quiet as a society, we lose. Now is the time to channel your emotions into action. I know you got to sleep in tomorrow and forget it all happened for a bit. But if this election proved anything, it's that the establishment is terrified of an engaged, informed, fearless citizenry. And they should be, because we have shown them we will engage and we will fight for this country. You don't control everything, and we're not going to let you. So the key is here, where do we go from here? After you've slept in tomorrow, after you've slept in on Sunday, after you've relaxed a bit, what do we do on Monday? The first thing we need to do understand is this: elections are not they're snapshots, but real change is a video. See, winning or losing an election isn't the final battle; it's a chapter in that battle. So, as exhausting as this chapter was, we've only just begun. If you wanted your side to win, and they did, great, celebrate. But don't go back to sleep. Winning an election is like winning the opening face-off in a hockey game. It is the playoffs. I had to do it. But you haven't scored yet when you have that face-off won. If your side lost, mourn. Be angry. Then sharpen your focus and hold the side that did win accountable. Either way, the work is just beginning. You want lower taxes? You want freedom of speech? You want energy independence? You want secure borders? You want to deal with Donald Trump? You want a country where hard work is rewarded and not punished? Then you're not going to be able to just sit there. You're not going to get it by sitting around waiting for politicians to save you. And that includes you, liberals. I know that's a big liberal thing. Let the government take care of everything and I'll just sit here. But elections pick players. Citizens shape the outcomes. You're the general manager. If you care about this country, you don't check out now. You dig in. You organize. You build. The next 4 years can either be a story of complacency or a story of comeback. That's where Canada sits right now. And it starts with every single one of us. Why do you think I'm doing this show? I'm going to use my broadcasting education to help in some way. And I hope this does. Let's go over 5 ways to build strength or to rebuild strength, really, because that's where we sit as a country. So here are 5 real, practical, hard hitting things you can start doing today to make a huge difference. We've talked about this when we talked about the Neighbours show on Wednesday. Strengthen friendships across lines. Yes, it's tempting to cut people off who voted differently than you. Liberals probably think that I shouldn't even run this show anymore. But I promise you, the last 3 episodes haven't even talked about parties. But a divided Canada is a weak Canada. Rebuild bridges where you can. Invite people to coffee. Focus on shared values like we talked about on Wednesday. Family, safety, opportunity. Just focus on that. We don't have to agree on everything, but we do have to survive together. Because nobody's in this alone. This is still our country. Stay local if you want. Your school board matters, right? More than you think it does. Get involved. Your mayor matters more than you think it does, or he does, or she does. Your MLA or your MPP matters more than you think. Show up to local meetings, volunteer for local campaigns. There will be municipal elections. There will be future provincial elections before the next federal one, potentially. If your city councilor is asleep at the wheel, wake them up or replace them. Educate one person per month. One conversation. One email. One coffee meeting. Help a neighbor understand why free speech matters. If that was a big issue for you in this election, this is your chance. Help a friend understand why balanced budgets matter to you. You don't need to change everybody's opinion. You don't need to change minds overnight. You just need to plant the seeds so that next time people might see it closer to your way. But don't argue with them. Refuse political apathy, but don't argue with them. Stay loud in the ways that you can stay loud. Stay active in the ways that you can stay active. Write to your MP. Okay? Attend rallies. Join town halls. They expect you to tune out now. Now that the election season is over, they expect you to tune out. Don't let them win. Prove them wrong. Stay engaged. Stay involved. Create community wins for your local community. Look, politics is downstream of culture. It really is. It really is. But you can build strong, proud, free communities yourself without the involvement of your federal government or even your provincial government. And if you want to just stay involved in other ways, coach a kid's sports team. I love to do that. This is just fun, and you make a difference. Clean up a park if you want to. Start a neighborhood watch or host a Canada Day event. July 1st is just around the corner. When we take pride in our own communities, we build resilience. And that resilience helps us to manage our government. Look, it actually benefits the government for you to be angry. They want you angry, but exhausted. hopeful, but also powerless. Refuse that. You don't have to be that. We are not broken. We are bruised, but we're standing here. We're here still. The election has been and gone. The election may have ended, but the future is still unwritten, and we need to participate in it. It's ours to fight for. It's ours to build, and it's ours to protect. Canada will not be saved by the elites. I can promise you now, Canada will not be saved by the elites. It will be saved by ordinary Canadians who decide today that they will not be spectators. They will be warriors. So take today to breathe, take your weekend, reflect, focus, sleep in, don't think about elections, don't think about any of the economy things. Have fun. It's going to be a nice weekend. Mother's Day is soon. If you're celebrating it this weekend, go for it. Enjoy that. Thank you, mothers. Because starting on Monday, and really even tomorrow, the real battle begins. Stay strong, though. Stay relentless. Stay Canadian. And remember, Canada's best days are not behind us, they're ahead of us if we have the courage to make it so. And that's my message to you today. Make sure you like, share, comment. I always love the comments in these videos, and I love to try and respond to as many of them as possible, if not all of them, depending on how big the video goes. But it helps the channel to participate in the conversation. And I want to hear, what are your ideas? What are some of the things you guys are going to do to contribute to building this country alongside your new government? Until Monday, although there will be a weekend brew tomorrow, thank you, and we'll catch you next week.